It's me, Max. It's my first YouTube video. I'm pretty stoked about it. And we're kicking off the cheap bike build challenge. Let's get to work. I feel weird. I don't know what to do for YouTube. I can only make 90-second videos. So we'll see what happens. I had a lot of people ask about, the rules of this challenge and all of that fun stuff. I think it's pretty easy. It's just, you have to build a bike. You get a $150 budget. And it's due on the February 29th. It's that simple. $150 USD. If you have parts laying around, try to think back to where you got them, put a value on them. Try to be reasonable. If someone were to find them on Facebook Marketplace, what would they pay? And remember, this is supposed to be a challenge. So you're trying to challenge yourself to build something cool, which, for the most part, the internet makes look pretty easy. But I've spent a long time learning how to build bikes and work on bikes. So don't be, too scared. You can figure it out. There's plenty of us. And I want to give a big shout out to all the other creators involved. Everybody's been super supportive of this newfound growth I've had on Instagram. It's really cool because, it's almost like a wider bike community, just like we have here in Fort Collins. Everybody just likes bikes, and most people aren't mean about it, which is pretty rad. And this being my first YouTube video, I really don't know how to carry the style that I've been using over. I've been taking 20 plus minutes of footage and chopping it down to 90 seconds, which is tough. So I'd really love some input on what you guys think of the style, where the videos are headed, and maybe just, you can leave a comment with how you want things done. What fucking size is this bolt? There's a lot of background noise in some of my videos, and I'm gonna try to keep that to the minimum. I got this nice mic right here, which I've never had before, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, Road 34, which is the bike shop I work at, is also a bar. So gets a little rowdy next door. We're gonna go ahead and grab my favorite chain tool of all time here. For these rusty chains, there's no saving them. A new chain's cheap enough. I think we need another one of those. Oh, that was nice. Yeah, Road's a cool place. If you're in the area, Fort Collins or otherwise, come check us out. We do a lot of mountain bike stuff. We can work on anything though. This has all kind of been a passion project of mine. Wow, that's rusty. See if I can get that off. Ooh, those threads do not feel good. So yeah, a little bit about this bike. It's a Ross Gear Mountain high-tech step through. I'm not quite sure what year it is. I think it's mid-80s. I'll probably throw it up on the screen if I figured it out by the time I put this video out. It's a cool bike. I want to shout out Hans for bringing me to the place where this bike was. I don't know if it officially has a name, but I snagged it when I was back in Wisconsin visiting my parents for Christmas, and it was right around the time when I started to gain a lot of traction on Instagram, and I was like, you know what, why not use this traction to encourage some people to build a new bike and show them that it can be done for cheap. That's when I thought of the Cheap Bike Build Challenge. I reached out to other creators, again, during the description, all super wonderful people. They've been super supportive and super helpful with telling me, like, giving me advice about the internet and stuff. Because really, I've only been a content consumer for a long time. I've never really been a content creator. So this is all kind of new to me. I don't really know what I'm doing, but it's really fun and I enjoy it. And mostly it's just like, for me, it's about sharing the love of these old bikes. And if I can like build a couple for people, maybe sell a couple, make a couple bucks. I don't have a lot of money. I do this on my free time, my off time during work. Right now I'm in before the shop opens. Ooh, that's stuck. And it's a lot of fun to do, but it's probably not the most lucrative career path. But yeah, so if you guys want a bike built, reach out. But again, I have no idea if that's something a lot of people want, or they just want to consume the content, or, God, I don't know, something more sinister? Is there something more sinister than that? Maybe you hate watch me? Ah, fuck, I don't know. Go for it. Need a pro tip on some of these. I just grab it with the pliers, line it up again. Well, I think that's really out of focus, but you understand what I did, right? You know, this being my first ever YouTube video, I feel like it's naturally going to be a little bit looser by nature, which I'm okay with. I still need to figure out, I don't even know what editing software I'm going to use. So if you've got a good recommendation, drop it down below. But isn't that life? And I'm going to assume up to this point we're a few minutes into the video, and maybe you're sick of hearing my voice. Maybe you're not. I have no way of knowing. Internet's a funny place, you know? It's a funny thing. No one really knows why it works. I don't really know why it works, and I got 50,000 followers in 2 months. It blows my mind. Again, I really appreciate all the support. You know, I just did this all for fun. This is fun for me. And if it's fun for you, you should do it too. I just wanted to point out how fucking cool these brakes are. It's double U-brake or roller brake or whatever you call it. Double. I don't think I've ever seen that unless it's on a BMX bike. It's definitely on there. But I really love these brakes because, one, they're weird, and two, they have these adjustment knobs that as you tighten them, you can tighten this set screw down and set the tension, which is really cool. And And make sure to not lose that. Which is hard for me because I lose stuff all the time. They feel pretty good, honestly. A little bit of cleanup. These will be mint. And probably some new brake pads. Some old derailleurs are great. Some old derailleurs are bad. This one is exactly in between great and bad. It's good enough, but I think I have a little bit of a different vision for this build. Wow, that doesn't feel half bad. I am a little worried about the rust on this. This could become a whole thing. Oh, those are those are crusty. Great. Nice. All right. I love to save these caps because they look nice, but when they're this torn apart, you can't do much. Ah, yeah, and there's sick. Maybe we'll start with a little WD-40. WD-40. Oh. Oh, that's real stuck in there. Just melt it out. This normally works pretty good. I'm not using these cranks anyways. Those plastic fumes are really nice. Not even hot. The main thing is I just need to get this plastic out of the way to be able to pull the nut off. I have a plan B. Oh, it's moving. Yes. This is my plan all along. Yeah, there we go. That's working real nice. I might just speed up this whole process. Well, we got it out. So, just need to... Oh, not even too bad. Nice. It's a hot nut. If you don't have these crank remover tools, go get them. The Park Tool CCP22. Great tool. Jesus. These threads are bad. Probably because I just melted plastic into them, but we don't need to talk about that. If you thought Plan B was Hammertown, you'd be right. That was easy. Jesus. That's I think this guy was in the lake at some point. Let's see if we can get this cap off without destroying it. Definitely not. All right, cool. Yep. So I'm just gonna do everything that I just did again, except this one has spider eggs in it. That's sick. Did not work as nicely as the other side. Oh, hey. That works. Oh, that crank is still really hot. I'm gonna burn my flesh. That's very hot still. That really didn't do shit, actually. Just made a mess. Got her. And there's just no threads in there, so I'm not even gonna bother. Hey, it moves. That's good. Sometimes I like to hit it a little bit, tighten, and then loosen, or vice versa, depending on whatever you need. So let's see. Oh, all that impact probably knocked the rust off. I hope the other side's the same. I probably just jinxed myself though. These are the most annoying bottom brackets to get off. Where's the end of the threads? There it is. Nice. Oh, she's moving. Okay, cool. Moving, but not really. Should probably put some WD-40 on that. Probably help to put it inside too. Oh wow, it's disgusting in there. You know who I want to see be doing this? Dustin Klein. Someone reach out to him or tag him in the comments or something. I want to see him do a full restore on an old bike. I think that'd be pretty neat. I'm going to speed this process up. There's factory paint in the threads, which I love. Really, I've just got one more thing to do. That's this headset, which I'm slightly worried about because it doesn't feel the worst, but I can feel every single individual bearing inside of it. Question is this seized? If you didn't know, if your quill stem's not working, you hit it with a hammer. Oh, this one's really stuck. There's lots of ups and downs to choosing a very patinaed bike. This is one of the downs. And surprisingly, this is actually sitting above the minimum insert, which is incredible. I've never seen a quill stem this long. There's only one bike for it. Moment of truth. Oh, not good. Not a good moment of truth. First cap does not feel good. Little canny holder. I kind of like that it's really rusty. I might leave this patina on these cups. See what happens. Ooh, she moves. That's awesome. The bearings are all still there, so I say we leave this and just clean and re-grease them. I'm gonna go ahead and use my three favorite things in the shop. foaming degreaser, dirty simple green toothbrush. These definitely lived underwater for some amount of time in their life. Speed. Oh yeah, baby. We're just gonna speed and scrub until they're clean. So here we go, we got 2 clean bearings. You wanna hear them? I don't know if that's picking it up at all, but you wanna hear the bearings kind of rattling around. And that means there's not a lot of grease packed in there, which is good. So that's done. And for these, I kind of like this exterior patina, so I'm only gonna clean the inside and just not clean up the rest. So I've got these nice and clean enough. You can see the threads are clean and the surface that the bearing rides on is clean. And that's the most important bits. The exterior is just for show. This is for go. These are the headset cups. They both look about like this. I'm gonna do the same thing because I think the patina, it has character. This whole bike has character. So I wanna leave the patina, but I'm gonna definitely clean the inside. Got it all cleaned out, but I don't know if you could see that. There is 1, 2, 3, 4 cracks on this cup, which I've only seen on like BMX or downhill bikes, so that's interesting. But if I run my finger in here, it feels pretty smooth still, so I'm just gonna run it. I'm gonna clean the threads and the crown race and the steer tube before this goes back in so that the bearings have a clean surface to sit on. If you don't have a can of speed in your workshop, you're absolutely messing up. It's relatively cheap, and it is probably the most effective cleaner I've ever used. Fork cleaned, crown race, threads, those are the main 2 things. And now I want to stuff some grease in here. I recommend using as much grease as you can. Some people say there's a thing as too much grease. I say there's not. But yeah, I just dump grease in the headset. Doesn't really matter. I load it up to the top. And you grab your bearing, round side down, press it into the cup. There'll be a bunch of splatter out. And you go in there with all the splatter and you pack it in between each individual bearing. And you just load her up. Should look something like this when you're done. You can see how there's grease in between every bearing and in between the bearings and the cup. This is the right way to do it. Got both cups with the bearings back in and nice and greased. So I'm gonna grab my fork, put it right up in there. And the preload cap, generally, in my opinion, is supposed to be hand tight. And yes, you can get a headset hand tight without having it come loose. And that feels pretty good, honestly. And we could rock it back and forth like this to check to see if it's loose. And it's not, so. We're gonna go ahead and put all of our spacers back on because I am running a cantilever style, or where the cable doesn't stop at the brake. I have to run one of these brake spacers. They're kind of ugly, but it's just the way it is. And then the top cap, you want to make sure there's spacers so that when you crank down the top cap, it doesn't turn the preload cap. And I'm going to try to get this guy in the center of the fork. So as I turn it, I just want it to sit kind of in the center. And I'm going to come back with my wrench and just crank it down. There we go. If you guys already follow me on Instagram, you'll know how I clean bikes. and I'm at the step now where I'm just going to clean the whole frame up. I'm going to see if these water bottle bolts will come out. And I'm going to use my standard method of the Simple Green spray-on foaming degreaser, a rag. I'm going to coat the whole frame in some WD-40 to help prevent this surface rust from becoming anything deeper. There's a good bit on the chainstay right here on the yoke and some spotting here and there. I like the way it looks. I'm not looking to repaint the frame. So WD-40 it is. I'm not entirely sure what happened to the audio for the time lapses. But yeah, I just used Simple Green foaming degreaser, but I have heard really good things about the Finish Line bike cleaner, and I'm looking to try it out. Right now I'm working on putting my home shop together so I don't have to be filming at the shop and worrying about hours and staying out of people's way. If you want to help support that, I don't know. I've got a Instagram donations button, something like that. But I'm pretty stoked with how the bike turned out. It's clean but rusty. Perfect amount of patina. Just all around. I'm pretty stoked on it. So let me know what you think in the comments below. So I'm pretty stoked with how this bike turned out.
Who's this for?
YouTube. The whole idea behind my build is I want to make a really patinaed, nonchalant bike because the number one crime here in Fort Collins is bike theft. So it's something that I can ride to the bar, leave locked up, not have to worry about, but I have some really special parts on it. I have some really dope plans. I'm actually going in about an hour to go pick up a bike for parts. Yeah, but thanks for watching, and thanks for everybody for the support, and I really appreciate everybody that's reached out with questions, wanting to get involved in this contest. Really appreciate all the creators, so they're listed in the description down below, and thank you.